Hello all. I am making another video where I criticize WUA. I know a lot of my WUA viewers are sick of this. I know you are, right? And I truly do apologize that I came back during the Annie. The Annie was underwhelming, right? And now I have to deal with like this side of the community. And I know it's not everyone, right? I truly do. But it's a large amount of people in this WUA community who are like brainwashed, and for some reason this only happens in this game. In every other gacha I play and every other gacha I criticize, it's only this game, WUA, where people will use this argument to defend the game. What am I talking about? I criticize the polls in HSR. Whenever I criticize HSR, right, no one ever compares the game to another game to justify these shitty polls, right? In 3.4, we are rumored to get a shit ton of banners in HSR, a shit ton, right? And the rumored poll estimate is 98. That fucking sucks. But then again, it was expected. This is basically a filler patch. There is nothing new, not all that many resets. This isn't an Annie. This isn't like a new, like planet. This is a normal patch in HSR. So 98 is kind of normal, right? It sucks for the banners though. Then we go into ZZZ. Whenever ZZZ has a new poll estimate, at least up until recently, because people did this in retaliation to fucking WUA people talking about how much better their game is and trying to talk on ZZZ without playing it. Before this Annie, ZZZ players never compared their polls to another game's to justify it either being higher or being lower, right? Wuthering Waves is the only game where if I criticize this game, people will instantly go to, oh, it's better than Genshin. Have you seen Genshin's polls though? It's better than Genshin. Holy fuck. Are you guys brainwashed? Once again, this is not everyone in the community. There's a lot of people who agree with me, right? And a lot of people who don't agree with me, and they may think I'm wrong, but they say themselves they can understand where I'm coming from, right? Why is WUA the only game whenever I make videos criticizing this gacha where people will stoop down to comparing it to Genshin whenever it fucks up? The same game and community that is known for constantly shitting on Genshin and talking about how much better their game is starts comparing it to that same game whenever this one fucks up. Why? I can criticize HSR all I want. No one's going to bring up, oh, but it's better than Genshin in the Big 25, right? I can criticize ZZZ all I want. No one's going to be like, oh, it's better than Genshin in HSR, right? Every single WUA criticism video is met with, oh, but Genshin. Oh, but Genshin. I don't give a shit about Genshin. I care about this game removing itself from the likes of Hoyoverse. Do you guys want this gacha to die in 1 to 2 years? If you keep comparing Wuthering Waves to Genshin and being satisfied with that, that game, WUA, will get power crept by a literal new game with way better QOL, graphics. They've had more time to develop with a better reference game, better rates, right? If you want Wuthering Waves to be at the top of the mainstream gacha charts for like the next 4 to 5 years, stop stooping to the level of Genshin to justify its faults, right? We get major patches twice every year, right? Twice every year. Major patches are what give us the most polls of any of the patches in WUA. 121 character banner pulls is less than the average pulls that ZZZ gets per patch, right? If you guys want to compare games so much, there you fucking go, right? Even with the 10 less hard pity, you can still get a 5-star more on average in fucking ZZZ. But I don't compare this game to ZZZ. I didn't compare its major patch pulls to ZZZ's major patch pulls. Why? Because I care about fucking Wuwa. I don't give a shit about comparing it to Hoyo's games. I care about this game improving upon itself. And the combination of an Annie giving 10 more pulls than an average patch, and now the major patch that drops a new region, right? We're getting Septimont, which is nearly the same size as Renacida in 2.0, getting 25 less pulls. We're now gonna go 3 to 4 patches in a row with like 90 character banner pulls. Why are you guys defending this? Have you seen how much of an increase weapons are? Have you seen the direction they've been going with making sub-supports massive increases over any other options for specific niche DPSs? This isn't 1.0 Wuwa where a signature only makes like a 15% difference. This game isn't like that anymore, right? Is this that big of a deal? No, it's not, right? I may come off a little aggressive here, but it's because I'm so sick of every time I make a video on Wuwa, people comparing it to Hoyo games and Genshin and shit. Like, holy fuck. Compare the game to itself. Renacida gave 151 pulls. I understand it's a version 2 drop, right? A patch. I can understand a 10 to 15 pull difference. Why is there an entire 25 pull difference for one of the major patches that we get once every half a year? This combined with also the Annie being underwhelming fucking sucks, right? 126 pulls total including weapon, right? 126 for the major patch and less than 120 for the Annie, when the average pulls per patch in Wuwa was already 105. What the fuck? You could have put the pulls that we got from the so-called major patch into the anniversary, and then Wuwa would actually feel like it got anniversary rewards on the Annie. But no! No! You could put Septimont's pulls on top of the Annie's pulls, and it still would not touch Renacida. That is embarrassing. People have been meeting my criticisms with saying, oh, but there's less echoes. Oh, but there's less this. They're not giving as much of a 10 pull on the second half. Where is that my fault? It's my fault that the devs are purposely giving less rewards and putting less content, and so I should be content with them doing that and justify it being fine, because the devs were too fucking lazy and too greedy to put more polls. But somehow that's my fault for wanting more. I love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. I'm sorry if this came off a bit crash outy, right? I truly do apologize. I know a lot of people don't like seeing videos like this from content creators. I know the point of being a content creator is to be an entertainer at the end of the day, of course, right? You're not supposed to go too hard, right? Too aggressive on stuff. But I genuinely think that a large part of this WUA community is completely brainwashed. I don't know if it's because of the CCs. I don't know it's because most of these people who play WUA came from Genshin, but this is the only game I straight up just can't criticize without people comparing it to another game to justify the game doing what it does, right? And I think that is completely pathetic, right? Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.